This is Inside Hart County Football with head coach Rance Gillespie and your host, Doc Ayers. Recorded in Studio 604B at the new Hart College and Career Academy. Here's your host, Doc Ayers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Inside Hart County Football, brought to you each week by Pierce Built Homes. Normally, we're joined each week by Hart County's head football coach, Rance Gillespie, but tonight, with it being off week, we thought we'd pay tribute to maybe the best kept secret football-wise in Hart County. It's the middle school program. Joined in the studio by middle school coach Jim Allen. First off, Jim, congratulations. Regular season, correct me if I'm wrong, Northeast Georgia Interscholastic Association champions?
Yes and no. They don't kind of do that anymore. That's why we're doing the playoffs. Even though we've beaten everybody, we still got to go through the playoff and beat these people again.
Well, I'm going to call it regular season.
Thank you. We'll take it.
All right, talk about the year. You guys have had a fabulous year.
Yeah, it all started in the spring. New guys, new system, kind of scary of what was going to happen. But Coach Gillespie mentored me on how to implement his system and the things that he does. So it started in the spring with implementing that type of stuff, and the guys really bought into the program. And that was our goal, them buying into the program and buying into us as coaches. So it went really well in the spring, and then the summer we had guys coming out there and working and put in the work. And I told them, if you just trust us, we'll get you to the championship. We'll get you there.
Well, speaking of the year, going back 1 year, you guys lost in the championship game over in Athens, Death Valley to Clark Central, driving for the winning score. You've already beaten Clark here. Playoffs start tomorrow. You draw who?
We would love to draw Madison. We beat them 24-0 in the regular season. I don't know about Clark, but we went head-to-head down to the last quarter with them, 14-13. So I would love to take my chances with Madison.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the year so far. You go back to the spring. First time I've seen you guys play in forever. And you talk about the new system, but system's only as good as some of what you're plugging into it as far as players. You had a couple of young guys that day kind of burst forward. One of them called Scooter. Hey, talking about a coming out party, 180 yards.
Scooter's a very, very great player. He's going to be a great player for Hart County. He's fast. I would make this declaration that he's probably the fastest person in Hart County. He had a very great spring just because he's fast and he could get to the edge and outrun almost everybody on the field.
Mm-hmm. And then you've got some other folks that have stepped their game up, Paul Davis and several others. Talk about them.
Yeah, I've got some seventh graders who have stepped up and took their place on the team and on starting roles. Paul Davis is one. He's going to be a fantastic football player and a baseball player. He's used to playing running back, but we had so many running backs, we needed him at receiver. And my starting quarterback, I can't forget about him, Austin Whitworth. He's going to be a phenomenal football player here for Hart County. We're training him. He's working with former Hart County quarterback Cameron Fouts. So we got him training and working with a former quarterback who was also a great player here at Hart County.
And these young kids buying into the system, buying into what the new philosophies are. You see it on game nights. I mean, you guys have been putting points up and playing great defense. I don't know, like, was it last Friday against Franklin, 48-0?
Yeah, my thing was with them is I believe kids got to buy into you before they buy into any kind of program. And that's what I tried to preach to them first is buy into me. Buy into what I'm trying to do. I've got your best interest at heart, so buy into what I'm saying. And then we, spoon-fed them the program.
Okay.
And they bought into all of it. So it's been a great time of them buying into us as coaches and the system.
Well, let's quit talking about it and start looking at some film. I think the first one we've got is Madison, which was played a couple of weeks ago. Let's talk about that. And you start with your running backs, and you got a bunch of them.
Yes, number 34 is a great kid. He moved in here from Jefferson, and he has been a phenomenal asset to the running game. Number 4, Scooter, he runs great outside zones here. And as I said, he outruns everybody, and he has great vision. So that helps us as well. Even my O-line, great blocking up front. We had another kid move in from East Jackson. We call him Big Red, Keelan Rutledge, who makes holes for us on the offensive line and defensive line. My defense, great athletes. I was telling my coaches today that any one of my defensive players could go anywhere in the region and start just because they're big and athletic and fast. We've had a shutout 3 times this season, so I'm very proud of them for the defense that they play on a
Talk about some of them in particular. You guys create a lot of problems with your athleticism.
Yes, I've got great linebackers. All 3 of my linebackers are phenomenal. From Sean Teasley, plays outside. You've got Ja Moore, who plays mother outside, and Peyton Powell, who plays middle backer, who is a stud who has a nose for the football.
And you saw there Scooter going around in. It's been a long time since I've seen a player of that speed come through this program.
Yes, he loves the edge. But we try to get him to run between the tackles as well to make him an all-around back, which I know he can become. I know he will become because he has a great work ethic and wants to get better.
Yeah. How much would you say, how much of the playbook have you got in when you compare it to what's with the varsity?
I would say probably about 10 to 15% of it.
Okay.
I'm glad because we keep it simple.
Okay.
But like I told my guys, what we need to do what we do better than anybody else.
Okay.
We need to perfect it, and nobody will be able to stop it if we just do our assignments.
That's the thing about it. I know Billy Henderson was at Clark Central forever, and he ran 4 or 5 plays and won multiple state titles because he did a few things and did a few things very well. This is the big back.
Yes, that's JL. He's a very powerful back. I like having him and Scooter as the thunder and lightning, as you would say.
Yeah.
Here's Scooter.
Good job throwing.
He has great footwork. He make people miss. Here
he goes again. That's the one thing you can't coach is pure speed.
Yes, sir. You can't coach speed. He even runs track for me, and in the 100, he ran a 10.98. So we're expecting great things, and that's as a 7th grader. We're expecting
10.98 as a 7th grader. Holy cow!
In the 100. So we're expecting great things out of him in all sports.
Okay. Good pressure up front.
Here, Sean Teasley makes the play on that. And then Ja Moore comes up and make that tackle. And we have some great DBs who can cover and will cover you. And we rely heavily on our special teams, especially our punt return, punt teams. We've started relying a lot on our PAT and field goals. I was kind of hesitant in the beginning, this right here. But once we started, we just started making them, and I fell in love with them and field goals. So we kick a lot of them.
And at that level, that's another weapon.
Yes, it is. Most teams don't think that you can kick field goals or PATs in middle school, but we do. So I'm proud of my guys for getting that down.
Again, great pursuit to the ball.
And that's what we teach our guys, put a hat on them, put a hat on the ball carrier, make big plays on defense, and shut people out. That is our main goal on offense.
Again, Scooter going to the edge.
Yeah, see, he's faster and quicker than everybody, and people you got to have a good angle on Scooter. If not, you're not going to tackle him.
No.
And that's the great thing about him.
If you don't have the angle, you might be needing to get your ex-point team out.
See, this is JL. He's a great inside runner. We love to give it to him on the inside. Jai as well is a great runner. He reminds me a lot of Jerome Bettis that played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's big and powerful.
Physical.
He runs downhill.
Yeah.
And that is our trap play with Keegan Dye. He's another great back. I have 4 or 5 backs that we can get the ball to, and they're good and they're great. They do what we ask them to do week in and week out.
22-yard field goal there.
Yeah, see, we kick field goals. Most teams don't in middle school, but we decided to try it this year, and it's been successful. Yeah. Special teams plays a big part in what we do at the middle school. Once again, my linemen are getting pressure, and that's what we want from them. See Blake here, get great pressure to come up and make him throw the ball off. It's just we got to make big plays. I tell my guys, if you want to win, you've got to make those big plays.
Got to make them when they present themselves. Good job covering the throwback.
Yes, and we worked that all the week that we played them, that they would be trying to do the little throwbacks and the sweep pass and that type of stuff, and we prepared for it. And our guys, they did what they had to do, and we came out on top.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll roll it forward a week, and we're going to be talking about last Friday night with Franklin, another big performance. You're watching this week Inside Hart County Football, brought to you each week by Pierce-Built Homes. We'll be right back.
The Hart County College and Career Academy provides new and improved learning opportunities to students in our community. With new technology and equipment in every classroom, students have the resources to ensure a better education. We guarantee that the Hart County College and Career Academy will further prepare students for their future and their careers. Hart County College and Career Academy, preparing students for their future.
The Hart County High School 5th and Campbell store is selling t-shirts during home football games. Come by and buy a gray shirt for $15 or a black and white shirt for $20. We will be at the front gate. All proceeds go to the store run by Hart County High School students.
Hart County High School is about academics, sports and training, bulldog chow, reading, teamwork, brilliant minds, preparing for the future. Hart County High School is the school made for us.
Welcome back to Inside Hart County Football. We're spending the day talking about the middle school program, who is 6-0 for the year and playing in the NEGIA playoffs this weekend. We're joined by Coach Jim Allen. Jim, we just looked at the Madison film from the other day, and then this past weekend played Franklin. 48-0. Does winning that big get boring?
No, it's fun because we get everybody in the football game so they can get some reps. But no, it doesn't get boring. It's fun seeing my guys, the look on their face when they're winning, and they're happy and excited. So it doesn't get boring. I love it.
Okay, let's look at those plays if we can. This is Franklin kicking off.
Yeah, I told my guys we want the ball first just so we can set the tone for the game, and we almost had a running back here. Sean Teaser did a great job.
Okay.
We started out slow, but my guys they know how I told my coaches today we start very slow, and we turn it on here.
Great patience.
Great job, Austin Whitworth. He's just a 7th grader, and he's making plays of that nature. Does a great job.
And there goes the big one.
Yes, JL. We ran 38. and he does a great job. He's learning how to read the holes and to be patient with his blockers.
Okay.
And that's what we tell him. You got to be patient. Let it open up. Let it develop.
And he's the kind of back that he'll get 2-3, 60.
Yes. This game and the one before this, he did that on some plays where he got it and ran for 60 yards. Like here.
And he's hard to bring down.
He's hard to bring down. He keeps his feet moving. That's what we teach him as a running back. Keep your feet moving and hold on to the ball.
Great job coming back. And like you say, he's just now learning how to play tailback.
Yeah, he's just learning. He's been doing it for about 3 months, and he has made tremendous progress with running tailback.
Okay. 7-0 kickoff.
We came out and I told him, you've got to hit them in the mouth first. You have got to beat them to the point of attack. You've got to make the first initial hit to let them know who you are and what we're there to do.
Yeah.
We told them that this is about business. See,
Great
there's
job.
big Red. Keelan Rutledge make a great play in the backfield. He's very big. And here's Scooter Harper with a great tackle, open field tackle against that guy.
That's the one thing about the games I've seen you guys play. You have so much foot speed on that team, even with not only the backs, but the linemen.
Yeah, we've got very athletic linemen. Take my son, for example. He's also my middle backer.
Yeah.
He's very thin. He's very small, but he has that dog that we want, that they're going to get after every single play that they're on the field. You can see him here running this play down.
Yeah.
Peyton Powell does a great job. Again, a great play by, it looks like Paul Davis, our 7th grader. Here, this gave us great field position because it was a bad punt. And we go out and we're throwing the ball. I wanted to get Austin some throws in, and he does a great job and a great catch by Malachi Kelly, who's another great receiver that we have that we can rely on his hands. Here, JL, he's just that powerful. Even
Got to
though
hold on to the ball.
Even though he fumbled, he's still a great back, and he does a great job of whatever we ask him to do. See, Keelan Rutledge, he's very athletic. When he was at East Jackson, they had him playing tight end. So when we move him to offensive line, great interception here by Paul Davis, who's another 7th grader, rising 7th grader, who does a great job. So this is another Scooter, outruns everybody. He does a great job of avoiding or getting away from contact. Austin, great throw, great placement. We just got to make those catches. So he has an arm on him, and just as a 7th grader. So we're looking for great things out of Whitworth here at Hart County.
Yeah. Break on the ball again. Yeah. You look at these guys. It's hard to imagine how athletic they are as a class, because they do so many things that you don't normally associate with a middle school team.
Yeah, they're very athletic. This is a very athletic 8th grade bunch, great talent. They know how to win basketball and football. They just won the regular season basketball championship, and they also went 6-2 last year with us on the football team. So they know how to win. They know what winning is and what it takes to win. Here, again, JL, great back. We're glad to have him with us this year running the ball. Again, we make extra points. Teams don't see that coming. They don't think that we are good enough to do extra points. But my guys, we do a great job. They practice hard. They listen for the most part, and they do what we ask them to do.
I believe you said for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part.
You gotta, it's hard to see how good they play and realize that most of these kids are 13, 14 years old.
Yeah, and that's what, some people don't understand. They're middle schools and they don't understand. But for the most part, they do listen, and they do what we ask them to do. And I told them, you just listen. I promise you, we will put you in the right position to win. Here's our trap play, one of my favorite plays.
Yeah.
Sean Teasley does a great job. And he scores on the trap.
Yeah. And that's another one of the speed kids.
Yeah, Sean, he's been starting for 2 years. Last year we had him at fullback and he didn't want to leave. He loved fullback and he stayed this year at fullback. But the way Coach Gillespie's system is, we've trained them to know fullback, halfback, and A-back. So we can put them anywhere and they'll know what to do.
Exactly.
And
it's interchangeable.
And that's what I love about my guys, that we can put them anywhere and they'll do a great job at any of the 3 positions that they play on offense.
Good break on the ball there.
Yeah, great break on the ball. And we teach our guys, y'all got to call it, or you'll run into each other. So they do a great job, especially on defense. And I have a great defensive coordinator who is Coach Matthias McNeil, who does a great job at practice and calling the defense in the game. He does a great job. I credit a lot of our success to him and the defensive coaches for coaching them up so that they can be successful on defense. And here's Malachi Kelly, who does a great job of catching and running, of catching and turning upfield and getting a lot of yards.
And the thing with the plays you're looking at, these are 7th and 8th graders. Do you ever allow yourself to look and think about what this group of young people could be as 11th and 12th graders?
Yeah, I tell them all the time that they could be, they could win a state championship if they would stick together, do what they're supposed to do, and put their heads together and play as a team. They could go far, just based off talent alone, because they got more growing to do, especially if they get in the weight room, which they're in the weight room now with Coach Dickerson at the middle school. But when they get up to the high school and put on more weight and grow and mature, I think they'll be a heck of a football team.
The future's truly bright.
Yes, if they can stay together, if we can keep them together, moving together, they'll be a heck of a football team. And that would do my heart well to see those guys succeed in high school. My philosophy is I like to prepare them and send them and see them grow in high school and win.
Okay. You talk about winning in high school. You've been doing this how long, Jim?
This is my 2nd year as the head coach of the middle school, but I've been coaching about 4 years now.
When you look at what's more fun for you, seeing your guys contribute on Friday night, or see them walk across the stage and get their diploma?
More or less diploma, because you're a student athlete. You're a student first, and I can tell guys, football, you ain't gonna play that all your life, but you're gonna need an education. And I always tell kids, you take care of your education, later on it'll take care of you in life.
Exactly.
And Coach Gillespie's philosophy is he has a wheel, talks about there's 3 traits that he loves in football players. It's athleticism, football, academics, and character. And we try to incorporate all of that so that they can be a whole football player, a whole student athlete, and succeed.
A whole person.
A whole person, they can succeed in anything that they do.
Okay. I watch these guys, and like you, I see a great future for the program. Now, you guys start playoffs this weekend. Round 1 is who?
We've got Stevens County tomorrow at 5:30 here at Herndon Stadium.
Okay. It'll be 5:30 on Thursday, because 5:30 today.
Yeah, well, 5:30, yes, sir, 5:30 today.
Okay. How did you do with Stevens the first time?
We beat them 40-14. We struggled in the first half. I was kind of scared. But my guys, they start slow, but then once they get warmed up, they step on the gas and go.
Okay.
We scored touchdowns on the first play of some drives, so we did good. I told them don't take them easy this time. Even though you beat them, it means something now because we're all fighting for the championship.
Okay, and then the other half of the playoff is Madison
And Clark,
and
they're playing today.
Yeah, they're playing on Wednesday, and they're playing at Danielsville.
Yes, sir. They're playing at Danielsville at 5:30.
Okay, which one would you? Well, I think we may have already talked about this. You played Madison and beat them pretty good.
Yeah, 24-0.
And then you played Clark Central, and it's 14-13. Basically, the last 10 seconds of the ball game in Hartwell. Who would you rather play?
I would rather play Madison. Clark has more athletes than Madison. Madison just a little better coach team with less athletes. I'd rather play Madison. I feel like we have a chance of beating. We have a chance of beating both of them, but I would just rather play Madison.
Okay. Well, look forward to seeing that. Now the Stevens game is here today. It's
Yes.
5:30.
Yes, at 5:30.
All right. If you win, the finals would be when?
It'll be October 17th, which is Tuesday of next week.
Well, that's a quick turnaround for a football game.
Yeah, we couldn't do it next Thursday. The JV has a home game, and we couldn't do it on a Saturday because they have Evie's Run and they have the band festival. So we couldn't do it. So Tuesday was the only day really that we felt like would be a good day to do it.
Okay. And that game, if you win tonight, would be here?
Yes, it'll be here at 5:30 on Tuesday, October 17th.
Okay. All right. Well, Jim, it's remarkable to watch these guys and to let yourself kind of daydream a little bit at what's coming. And that's why we brought you in, because, a lot of people don't see middle school football. You play at odd times, you play on odd days.
Yes, sir.
But these guys are fun to watch.
Yeah, we preach to them, go out there and play ball, do what we coach you to do, and we're, people like to come to our games, or they like to see us fly around, see what's coming. That's what a lot of people like to come and see what lies ahead for Hart County, and I think our future is bright if these guys will stick together and keep their head on straight.
Okay. All right. Couple things before we close up shop. Reminder, middle school football tonight, 5:30, first round of the playoffs against Stevens. Hart County continues Region 8 AAA play tomorrow night. Hart County, Jackson County, game 2 of the region slate. Chance for revenge. Jackson defeats Hart County last year. And Jackson's led by a young man. His first name escapes me, but he's the running back Venables. And this young man's about 5'11", about 180, 85 pounds. Okay. He's the number 5 running back in the state of Georgia. He's got about 1,100 yards. He's carrying the ball about 35 times a ball game. So it ain't real hard to figure out what's going to happen on Friday night. Find Venables, you're going to probably find the football. Must do a good job tackling him because he's very hard to bring down. It's also homecoming. Homecoming festivities will start at 7 with Miss Bulldog, and then Miss Homecoming will be crowned at the half. So look forward to a large crowd, loud crowd, and a proud crowd tomorrow night at Herndon Stadium. For all the folks that help bring this show to you each and every week, folks at Hart County High School's production studios. For my guest tonight, middle school's coach Jim Allen, this is Doc Ayers saying thank you, good night, and we'll see you on Pierce-Built Homes inside Hart County football next week.
Thank you for watching Inside Hart County Football. This has been a production of Hart College and Career Academy video production class.